everyone, this is Heart Capricorn. Today I will be discussing how to know when the relationship is over with your Capricorn. First, let me start off by saying that Capricorns are never the type of sign who would give up on anything easily. So just know when a Capricorn has decided to walk away from the relationship, it has been done with much thought and it's intentional. Capricorns really cherish our relationships to the fullest. We like to preserve our relationships and people, and so we're not just easily going to give up on someone because they've done one thing that we don't like. It's definitely a build-up when a Capricorn decides to walk away from a relationship. And even though it may take a while for a Capricorn to actually just decide to give up on anything, once our mind is made up, it is made up. There will be no going back and forth, and there's no turning the situation around at that point because more than likely the Capricorn has given you ample time to get your act together. And if you didn't know, which you probably do, Capricorns are very stubborn people. And so there is really no convincing a Capricorn once our mind is fixated on something. And if it's ending the relationship with you, Capricorn has to see it through. Even if we may give you another chance in the future, if you can show us that you've changed, Capricorn has to make you suffer first. And I hate to say it like that, but it's so true. Capricorns want you to learn your lesson. So we will start to avoid your phone calls, your text messages. And if we see you out in the streets, Capricorns will more than likely walk right past you as if we've never met you a day in our lives. So just know that a Capricorn's I don't know you game is super strong. And trust me, you never want to be on the receiving end of our silent treatment. Because like I said, Capricorns want you to learn your lesson. And so if that means making you suffer a little bit longer than normal, then that is what we'll do. Even if it takes a year, if it takes more than a year, Capricorn just wants to see that you have learned your lesson. If you never learned your lesson, then Capricorns will just completely exit ourselves out of your life altogether and forever. Okay, so the good thing about a Capricorn is when we think a relationship is over or when we want to end something, we will flat out let you know. Capricorns will call you on your bull crap all of the time. One thing about us, we are not afraid to speak our mind, especially if somebody is doing something that we don't like. If you're doing something that we don't appreciate, Capricorns have no problem letting you know. And if you want to fix it, well, that's up to you. But it's also up to us if we want to stick around and tolerate it. And more than likely, if a Capricorn has expressed to you that you're doing something that we don't appreciate or doing something that we don't like, and you continue to do that thing, Capricorns will just flat out leave you alone, leave the situation alone, and you'll probably never, ever, ever hear from us again. Because at that point, you're showing us that you really don't care. And one of the worst things that you can ever do to a Capricorn is show us how much you don't care about something that we have told you. If we take the time out to let you know something, we expect you to try to change it or at least figure out a way to turn the situation around before it gets to the point where we feel like we do have to walk away. Because a Capricorn likes to have open communication within our relationships, you would never be shocked if we decide to walk out of your life. You would never be able to say, oh, I never saw that coming, or, oh, I never knew that they wanted to leave me, because yes, you did. Capricorns definitely came to you and let you know what was up, and it was up to you to decide whether or not you wanted to change your actions. And if we actually left you, then you didn't. And so Capricorns just like to have that open communication with our partners. So if we come to you and we're able to express ourselves in a manner that we think that you can comprehend, and you're still doing the same thing over and over and over, then the end of your relationship is probably coming near. Even if a Capricorn gets silent and don't bring it up for a while, we're taking notes and we're watching you to see if you actually care enough to try to change your actions. And if you don't, like I said, we're gone. Capricorns will always express our disdain for you before we just completely decide to give up on our relationship. Capricorns are not the sign to fake anything, so you will definitely know when a Capricorn is over you. Capricorns can be moody. Capricorns can catch attitudes. Like Capricorns can have really bad attitudes when we are annoyed with somebody. And so when we're over you or we're over the relationship, you will definitely start to feel that tension because Capricorns cannot hide the way we're feeling. And if we're feeling like we're being disrespected or we're not being heard when we did come to you to communicate things, then Capricorn's attitude will be on 1,000. And trust me, you do not want to deal with a Capricorn's bad attitude. And honestly, that is when a Capricorn's cold nature comes into play. Now, when a Capricorn is over you, that is when you will more than likely start to see that cold side that we are notorious for. That cold side that everybody talks about, and that distant side that we do have. Capricorns will start to build up a wall around ourselves. It'll be hard to even talk to us. It'll be hard to communicate. It'll be hard for us to express ourselves. Capricorns will literally just start to go inward within ourselves to figure things out, and blocking you out in the process. Because while a Capricorn is doing all of this, that is when we're plotting to leave you. So when your Capricorn gets quiet, when we no longer want those conversations with you, when we're no longer talking about the things that we used to talk with you, Capricorns are plotting against you. So just know that, and you have been warned. And honestly, avoiding you is really protecting your feelings in the process. Because like I said, Capricorn's attitude can be out of this world sometimes. So Capricorns would just much rather just stop all communication abruptly than actually hurting your feelings, especially if we care about you in any kind of way. This is when a Capricorn's ghosting side will start to come into play. And it is no surprise that Capricorns are great ghosters, especially when we have been pushed to that point of no return. It's not something that Capricorns necessarily like to do, but we will do it to get our point across. And it is what it is. And like I mentioned earlier, that is when we want you to try to change your behavior. That is when we'll start making you suffer with our silent treatment. That is when your Capricorn will start to do a 180. And always keep this in mind. Capricorns can be the warmest, kindest, most caring person that you will ever know. Or we can be the coldest person that you have ever came across. But it's honestly up to you to choose how we treat you. Capricorns are a mirror, and we will definitely reflect what you give to us. So you better be on your A game when you are dealing with a Capricorn, because we can call BS very quickly. All right, so down below, let me know, how do you act as a Capricorn or any other sign that is watching this video when a relationship is over? How do you get your point across when you are not feeling somebody anymore, or the things that they're doing? How do you handle yourself? I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.
Don't step on my rose. Don't step on my rose. Don't step on my rose. Petals. Don't step on my rose. Don't step on my rose. Step on my rose.
Hey everyone, this is our Capricorn. Today I will be discussing, why do Capricorns lose interest so fast? There are so many complicated things that are already going on in life. And so Capricorns in general don't have the time nor the patience to deal with anyone who is not bringing peace to our lives, or somebody who just cannot get it together. Capricorns are extremely loyal and dedicated, but will never be blind towards somebody who is not bringing anything substantial to our lives, and also not trying to build anything substantial for their own lives. And let me just be completely honest with you. It really does not take much to just turn a Capricorn completely off. This is not the best trait of a Capricorn. It is definitely a flaw of a Capricorn, I feel, because you could do the slightest thing and a Capricorn is just turning the other cheek and we're walking the other way. So I will admit, as Capricorns, that is something that we should probably all work on. But hey, sometimes it protects us from unnecessary drama and things that we don't need in our lives. And Capricorns peep things that the average person probably would not pay attention to, nor do they care about, nor are they even thinking of. But it's hard to ever get over on a Capricorn, and Capricorns are just always aware about what is going on around us and how people are moving and just everything in general. So Capricorns are always alert and ready to take action when necessary. But I would definitely say that when a person has a lack of integrity, that is a huge thing that will make a Capricorn lose interest. And when we are surrounded around people who have integrity and when they have a conscience, those are the type of people who Capricorns want to be around. We are all about our integrity and how we treat other people and others. So naturally, if you are going to be around a Capricorn, you must have those same values. You must carry yourself in a high esteem. You must want to do better for yourselves and just do things that are going to propel you in life and put you in positions that you need to be put in. And that includes treating people the right way and just having self-integrity in general. And if you are not displaying these qualities to a Capricorn, that is when we will start to lose interest in you. Capricorns want to know that you are willing to do the right thing every time, even when no one is watching. And this goes especially for if you are in an intimate relationship with a Capricorn, or just friendships, or just Capricorn relationships in general. Capricorns really don't have no time to babysit anyone. We don't have time to sit around thinking if we can trust you or if you're going to betray us in any kind of way. We just ultimately want to know that if we let you in our space, that you're not going to embarrass us, or if we're not there, you're going to defend our honor, you're going to stand up for us and just be that person in front of our face that you are behind our back too. Capricorns just ultimately want to know that you are a person who can be trusted. You are a person of integrity and you carry yourself a certain way. Those are things that are important for a Capricorn. And if you are not displaying that, or if we just feel like we cannot trust you, that is when a Capricorn will start to lose interest very, very fast. And the next reason why a Capricorn may lose interest extremely fast is that we're sensing that you are not being serious. And when I say this, it could go two ways with a Capricorn. You could not be serious about our relationship, or you could just be taking it easy, or, not putting your all into what we're trying to build, or you cannot be serious about life in general. And both of those things are a no-no for a Capricorn. Capricorns are always seeking consistency and stability and just knowing that the people who are in our space can be dependent on, and you're going to take what we have serious. And that is something that a Capricorn simply never plays about and never will play about. Honestly, if you're not going to put your all into something, or if you're not going to take something seriously, what's the point? Honestly, what is the point? We could be putting our energy into something else that we deem meaningful, and you can too. You could be spending your time pouring into something that is going to benefit you in the long run, and not doing something that you think that you have to do just to get by or just to please somebody else. That is never going to fly with a Capricorn. And if we feel like that is the type of relationship that we do have with you, that is when a Capricorn will start to lose interest. We want you to show effort. We want you to take us seriously in what we're trying to build. And if you're not, there's honestly no point in even trying to move forward and do anything further, because at that point, Capricorns are honestly seeing it as a waste of time, a waste of our time, and a waste of your time. And we are mature enough, and our cutoff game is so strong that we are just going to end it. And then you will be sitting back thinking, why did that Capricorn just move on so fast? Like, why did they lose interest in me so quickly? And you have to sit back and think about your own actions, and don't blame that Capricorn, and don't bash every Capricorn because of your actions. Capricorns may lose interest extremely fast because we see that you are simply not motivated enough. You could honestly have all of the other qualities that a Capricorn is seeking, and you could be our knight in shining armor, or you can be the person of our dreams. But if you lack motivation in what you're doing in life, and if you have no direction, Capricorns will lose interest in you extremely fast. And once Capricorn has got to that point with you, then it's really hard to ever get back into that space with a Capricorn where we do gain that interest for you again. And I'm not saying that you have to come to a Capricorn all put together. Well, at a certain age, you should. But in general, I'm not saying that you have to come 100% together. At least be working towards something diligently and have proof and be able to show that you're doing something positive with your life and you're trying to move forward and you're not just trying to be stagnant and just keep going on a hamster wheel of life. Try to move forward and be doing something that is going to benefit you in the long run, because if you're not, Capricorns will definitely start to lose interest in you. And there is just simply no way that a Capricorn can stay interested in somebody or give someone our time who is not doing anything or doesn't have anything going on in their lives or trying to do something positive or trying to build something. That is all a Capricorn wants to see. So those are my reasons why I feel like Capricorns can kind of lose interest extremely fast. So down below, if you have any more reasons why, which I know you guys will tell me, because I know there are many, many more reasons why Capricorns lose interest extremely fast. I want to know down below. And also any other zodiac sign who is watching this video, what are some things that make you lose interest in another person very fast? I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.
The universe working itself out. All that I have is all that I need. But to actualize it, I can't doubt, no doubt. My emotions are valid, but the goal is not to be triggered every time. Never mind, it's just life. It's okay for my sanity. I choose peace and I'll forever and always be here.
Hey everyone, this is Her Capricorn. Today I want to discuss just a few things that someone can do to just make a Capricorn lose interest. These things will definitely pertain to a lot of Capricorns and the relationships that we have with people that essentially end. No one goes into a relationship just expecting it to dismantle or for things to just fall apart. But we're all human, and naturally there are things that people can do to just make us want to walk away and lose interest and just give up. And I must say, Capricorns don't like giving up easily. We don't like giving up on things that we deem as important. So if you have done any of these things and you notice that your Capricorn is losing interest, there's always an opportunity to change things around. Okay, so the first thing that someone can do to a Capricorn that will make us lose interest is, of course, not showing enough consistency. Consistency is definitely a part of a Capricorn's vocabulary, and it is definitely something that is important to us. And not being consistent, as we all know, is one of the fastest ways for a Capricorn to lose interest in really anything. We really don't like wasting our time with things, and so when we see that you are not showing enough interest just to be consistent, and really just not showing enough respect for a Capricorn when it comes to respecting our time or the energy that we are putting into the relationship, that is really going to irk a Capricorn, and it's going to make us lose interest. We definitely want to see the effort when it comes to building something meaningful with someone. We want that person to want to do things and not always feel like they have to do things. We want to see them consistently working and building just as much as we are trying to do if you are going to remain in our lives. We definitely don't want to see you slacking or taking advantage of the time and attention that we are willing to give you. Capricorns are never going to leave you high and dry when it comes to getting things done or being consistent ourselves. And so naturally, we just expect the same from anyone who is in our space. So consistency is definitely important when you are trying to win a Capricorn over, when you want a Capricorn to stay in your life, and when you want to build something long term. So these are the major reasons why consistency will always be important to a Capricorn. And if you are not showing it to us, that may be a reason why a Capricorn will lose interest. And the next reason why a Capricorn may have lost interest will definitely be the fact that you are not communicating enough. When you are in any type of relationship, you want to feel that closeness and that deep connection. We all want to have that person who we know we can talk to at the end of the day, who isn't going to sugarcoat things or just tell us little things that are going to make us feel good in the moment. And we also don't want to be with someone who has forced communication with us. That is definitely a no-no with a Capricorn. That is definitely not the type of energy or the space that we ever want to be in with somebody who we are trying to build something meaningful with. That's never going to build a proper bond, and that is not the type of relationship that a Capricorn will want in our life. How is a healthy, happy relationship going to be achieved without proper communication? I mean, honestly, that is never going to work. That is never going to leave a Capricorn happy. And honestly, it might not even leave you happy. So it's just best, if you want a Capricorn in your life, to be open to communication, be open to honesty, and be ready to have those conversations with a Capricorn, even if they may be tough, even if they may be uncomfortable. Be willing to have those conversations. And if you are not mature enough to do this, then Capricorns will definitely lose interest in whatever you are trying to build with us. And the next reason why a Capricorn may lose interest is the fact that we feel like we cannot trust you. Trust, communication, consistency are all important parts of any thriving relationship that you are going to have in your life and with a Capricorn in general. And if a Capricorn feels like we cannot trust you, then there's honestly nothing to fight for. And at that point, there's really no relationship to salvage. Capricorns want to know at the end of the day that we are surrounding ourselves by people who can be depended upon and people who are always going to come through for us. And if you tell a Capricorn that you are going to do something, you better follow through. We are definitely watching you just to see if your actions are matching up with the words that you tell us. We don't want to hear those sweet nothings. We don't want to hear empty promises. That is not how a Capricorn operates. We definitely want to know the truth. We need the relationship that we have with you to be straightforward. And honestly, we will not accept anything less. Nothing is worse than thinking you can depend on someone and then they let you down. They don't come through. You really, at the end of the day, cannot trust them. That is not the type of relationship that a Capricorn will ever want to build with anyone. And you shouldn't want to build that type of relationship either. That is definitely something that will simply never be tolerated by a Capricorn. And it is something that will make us lose interest extremely fast. Capricorns want to see that you care. We want to know that you are going to not take advantage of us or not show us the same respect and attention that we give you. And so by doing little things that you say you're going to do or not changing up with the wind is definitely going to win you a lot of brownie points with a Capricorn. Because ultimately, we definitely just want to know that you are in it for the long haul and that you're not going to be flighty and that you're not going to up and leave the first opportunity that you get. No, Capricorns are not sitting around waiting for the worst. We want to know upfront what we are getting. We want to know the type of person that we are getting. This is why our guard remains up for quite a long time. There's really no time limit on how long a Capricorn will have our guard up. And not being able to trust people or being scared to open up to people because they let us down is definitely one of the reasons why. And being trustworthy to me definitely ties into being consistent, because that is essentially what a relationship is built on. It's built on that trust and that bond and that consistency, just knowing that you can depend on somebody, knowing that they are going to be a vital part of your life. And that is what Capricorn wants to build any relationship that we have on, whether it's romantic, friendship, or family. Ultimately, we just want to know that we can trust you and that you are going to be a consistent part of our life. And the last reason why a Capricorn may have lost interest is because you are not showing any interest. If you are interested in a Capricorn, you better show it. We are not good at guessing games or beating around the bush or wondering if somebody is actually interested in us, because that will just make us lose interest, because at the end of the day, we really don't have the energy or the time for that. So if you are interested in a Capricorn, be upfront and let us know. Or let's go back to what we just talked about. Be consistent and trustworthy. And that will show a Capricorn that you are interested as well. You better show up and show out when it comes to a Capricorn, because we will always do the same for you as well. So don't BS us. Always be straightforward and show us that you're interested in us. If you are not showing enough interest in a Capricorn, we will start to pull away, and eventually we will honestly just disappear out of your life altogether. So if a relationship is what you want with a Capricorn, let it be known. All right, so down below, as a Capricorn, what are some things that make you lose interest in someone? And if you are not a Capricorn watching this video, I also want to know what makes you lose interest in someone. I really want to hear what you guys have to say down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.
Ocean breeze, did it rise you? Bet you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. Concrete will shape to quicksand. Just when you think you're in control.
Everyone, this is Heart Capricorn. Today I will be discussing why Capricorns may have lost interest. When it comes to Capricorns and keeping us around or just keeping us in your life, it's really not that difficult to keep our interest. I really don't understand why so many people complicate simple things in life. Everyone always tries to make it seem like Capricorns, we're just this intricate sign that requires a lot. We're hard to get to know. We are too demanding. And for me, that's not true. I don't think all Capricorns are demanding, and I don't think that we set our expectations way too high. At the end of the day, we just really want the simple things, and that's it, and that's all. It actually takes a Capricorn a long time to lose interest in someone, and also it takes a lot for a Capricorn to just completely erase somebody out of our life. It's just not something that we are comfortable doing with people who we love. Capricorns, for the most part, are extremely forgiving towards those who we care about. So we're really not just throwing away relationships. Capricorns don't like starting over. We like familiar things and familiar people. So we're not big on just going with the wind and just switching everything up on people. That's not what a Capricorn likes to do. So it actually takes a lot for a Capricorn to even lose interest to the point where we don't want anything to do with you. So today's video, I'm just going to be giving you some of the reasons why I think a Capricorn in your life may have lost interest. Please remember that your reasonings may vary based on character of that Capricorn and also personal experiences. And I never claim to know everything. I'm just here giving you a perspective as a Capricorn because I am a Capricorn. A lot of my family are Capricorns. And also, one of my closest friends, she is a Capricorn too. So I think I have a pretty good handle on what I think a Capricorn is. And I've also been researching a lot. And so research is fundamental, reading is fundamental, and using your own common sense and discernment is also fundamental. So take it how you want to take it. I'm just here to give people entertainment. I genuinely enjoy making these videos and talking about Capricorn, so that's what I'm here to do. Okay, so now that we have all of that taken care of, my first reason as to why I think a Capricorn may lose interest in someone is that you are not serious enough. And this is no surprise. Capricorns are definitely very serious people in general. If a Capricorn senses that you are not taking your life or your relationship serious, or us as a person, that will instantly turn a Capricorn off, and that will make a Capricorn lose interest in you. When Capricorns are in relationships or rebuilding friendships, just know that Capricorns don't do that without caution. So we want to see that effort from you, and we want to see you actually taking us seriously and actually wanting to move forward in life, because Capricorns are very big on traditions. Capricorns are all about family unit. We're about structure, security. So we just want to know that the people that are in our lives are not just around for playtime, and that they're actually going to be around for the long haul. And that is what a Capricorn is looking at. And if we don't think that you're that type of person that can provide those kind of things for us, those simple things, then Capricorns will definitely start to lose interest. We don't play around with our time, and we don't like playing around in relationships. And with that being said, we don't like others playing with us or playing with our time. That really irritates the Capricorn and it makes us lose interest. And when it comes to friendships, yes, you can lose interest in your friends too. It's a real thing. But when it comes to friendships, we hold you at a high standard as we hold our relationships, because at the end of the day, you are the company that you keep. So we just want to know that we're able to just grow and build with everyone who is around us. And it's just extremely important for a Capricorn. So you must be taking your life serious. I'm not saying be serious about life, but be serious about your life. That is extremely important for a Capricorn. You have negative energy. It's simple. Capricorns cannot surround ourselves around negative people. Capricorns try our hardest to remain positive at all times, because I'm going to be honest, many Capricorns suffer from bouts of gloominess. Yes, I let the cat out of the bag. And no, it's not something to be ashamed about, but Capricorns, we definitely can be a pessimistic sign. So it's important for us to surround ourselves by positive people, because a lot of Capricorns, when we grow in age, we have to fight ourselves out of that character trait, because it's not going to progress us in life in any way. So it's definitely something that we have to work on. And so just surrounding ourselves with negative people, that's not going to help us at all. It's not going to help us grow. So Capricorns will not have any hesitation when it comes to letting you go when it comes to your negative energy. And it could be among the top reasons as to why Capricorn has lost interest in you. Capricorns are in control of our emotions, and we're in control of our feelings. And we're also in control of those who we let into our space. And so if you are coming into our space, you must bring some type of positivity into our life. Whether you are a good pep talker or you're a person who we can call on and just have deep, meaningful conversations with and be able to just be that pick-me-up person. That is what a Capricorn needs when it comes to people in our lives. We cannot be surrounded by negativity. That does not mix well with a Capricorn's aura, because we can sink down very quickly, and that's not good. And it just blocks us from our ambitious nature. And it just blocks you in general from the positive things that can come out of living life in a good space. And so, no, you cannot be negative and think that you are going to keep a Capricorn's interest. That's not going to happen. No way, no how. You are not trustworthy. Capricorns are big on trust and responsibility when it comes to those who are in our space and in our circle. It is important for a Capricorn to know that we can depend on you. It is important for us to know that we are not the only ones who are pulling our weight in a relationship, or we're the only one that can be depended on, because no, Capricorns don't like that. We like to surround ourselves by those who we can rely on and those who we know are not going to drop the bag. There's simply no way that a Capricorn can be interested in anyone who is wishy-washy or a flighty person. We need to know that you are stable and that you have a level head if you are trying to keep our interest, because Capricorns, we definitely have a level head, we're responsible, and we are trustworthy. And so naturally, we will need the same from you. And finally, you have unrealistic expectations. And what I mean by this is, you are one of those type of people who live in fairy tale land and don't know how to come back down to reality. And I know I talked about being positive, and I mean that, but when I talk about living in fairy tale land, I mean you're that person who sees the building on fire and you're still walking in there because you don't believe the building is on fire. It may just be an illusion to you, but no, the building is really on fire and you don't need to walk in there. You're that kind of person. You're that kind of fairy tale person. And that's not what a Capricorn needs in our life. Capricorns are very down to earth, level-headed people. You cannot tell us that the sky is purple when we clearly see that the sky is blue. That is not going to go well with the Capricorn, and we just need you to come back down to reality for a bit. You can still, have your positive vibes going on. You can still do all of these things that you need to do to make yourself feel good, but please live in reality and stop it with the unrealistic expectations out of life. Stop making up your own illusions that are not there. Capricorn will definitely lose interest in you, and we will side eye you. We need you to take life seriously and just keep a level head. And it's okay if you're not that kind of person. You just need to know that you're not going to mesh well with the Capricorn, and it is what it is. So down below, let me know what are some things that make you lose interest in a person as a Capricorn or any other zodiac sign that is watching this video. And also make sure to leave video suggestions down below so I can continue to give you guys what you actually want to hear about. I would really appreciate it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.